Hare Krishna, can others hear? I am not able to hear Mataji.
I am also not able to hear.
Hare Krishna. I'm muted. I'm really sorry. Did you hear the prayers?
No, Mataji.
O Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamahamam Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताकस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथादामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we are going to see the 7.8 onwards, which is we are going to see about Ishvara. So already we saw one or two verses on what is marginal energy, what is external energy. Now the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his uh, features are portrayed here gradually. So till now, in the till 6th chapter, we didn't see any much description of the Supreme Lord or his um, opulence, or so that was not explicitly. It's like a base which was given to bring Krishna in. So the first 6 chapters, if you see, basically it is about Arjuna's confusion, and then is asking whether to fight, not fight, and then how to handle. Then Krishna is gradually taking it forward, how to handle the situation, and what activity he is performing, how it can become more Buddhi Yoga. Now he is taking into Bhakti Yoga. So there are two things, that the Buddhi Yoga is to stay within this material world without getting entangled. That is possible only by a devotee. So the basic prerequisite to be not entangled in the material world, the word Krishna consciousness, the term Krishna consciousness has no meaning without performing devotional service. So a person who is following the stringently the practices of devotional service, very, very interestingly, very dedicatedly, for him, Krishna consciousness is like a piece of cake. Very easily, it is part of his life. In that sense, only he will not be entangled. Sometimes we think, okay, I'm devotee, then I won't be entangled. No, if you claim yourself to be a devotee, there are certain principles. You have to abide by the principles, and you have to be a devotee. So what is the devotee is very clearly defined by Srila Prabhupada, and the practical implementation is very nicely established. So when you follow that establishment, then you become Krishna conscious, because you're constantly involving in various activities of loving Krishna, because of which you become Krishna conscious on the other times also. When you're not directly involved in devotional service also, you have to be you don't practice to be conscious of Krishna, but automatically you'll be conscious of Krishna because of the power of the devotional services which you perform. And because of that, one will stay liberated in the material world. Other activities become akarma. So when other activities become akarma, means there is one primary activity going on, that is called bhakti yoga. So the principles of bhakti yoga has to be very nicely followed. In that case, there is no possibility of entanglement. So all these things we saw, that how buddhi yoga and all those things. Now Krishna is directly coming to the yoginam api sarvesham madgatir antaratmanah. So the topmost of all the yogi is keeping me as a center. So how to keep Krishna as Madgatir and the all is taken fully shelter of Krishna. Completely, not only surrendered to Krishna, but loving Krishna, serving Krishna. So, bhajata, it's mentioned the bhaja, the word is starting bhaja. So, Prabhupada is explaining in the 6th chapter, the last verse purport, that how the word bhaja is very, very important. We say bhajana, bhajan. The bhaja means worshipping or involving in devotional service related to Krishna. So, this involving devotional service to Krishna, so you need to know who Krishna is. So, Krishna is introducing himself in a way gradually. You'll see that here description of Ishvara will also come throughout. Now we can see for another 6 chapters, we will see many. So this chapter's name, anybody notice what is the name of the chapter? Can anybody tell? Vyasadeva has given a very nice name. Jump into Google. Knowledge of the absolute. Okay. So the knowledge of the absolute means the absolute is transcendence. So the knowledge of the absolute should be complete. The absolute means the end. Already we saw, somebody gave the definition that absolute means the end after which you need not know anything. Or first in Ishopanishad, I explained to you what is relative truth and absolute truth. What is relative and what is absolute? So I told one definition, one explanation, not a definition. Do any of you remember? What is relative? Like this world is a relative world, but there is something called absolute world, absolute person, like this. So what is the difference between relative and absolute? Do any of you remember? Long time, it's Ishopanishad.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Relative world means, I mean, I can give one example. Like, suppose there is water. So if we'll say water, our thirst will not be quenched. If we say water, if we are thirsty,
okay,
and if we say water, so our thirst will not be quenched.
Yes.
But if we drink water, so then the thirst will be quenched.
Okay.
So there is difference between what you say.
Okay.
Word, I mean, what to say. Water is there, but there are two forms. But if we say
You
Krishna,
are beating around the bush. You have heard this example, but you have not understood. Huh? Okay. Continue.
and if we say Krishna, so Krishna is present in the holy.
Okay.
So there is no relativity. It is absolute. This is what I mean.
Okay. In spiritual world, if I say water, will my thirst quench? Okay, you're getting into the example which Srila Prabhupada gave. Very nice. You're remembering that example. That the name and form are non-different in spiritual world. In material, there is name and form are two different items. Name is separately there and form is separately there. Somebody may be named as Sundar, but he will look so ugly. Somebody may be named as Gora, but he will be so dark. So Prabhupada is giving this example that how the name and form are not even matching with the person, what to speak of being the same. But in spiritual world, name and form are not different. For example, if I say sugar, 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 I won't feel sweet. But when I chant Hare Krishna, I'll start experiencing Krishna because Krishna is not different from the name. That is of course, to say that Krishna's name is transcendental. Okay, so technically you need to understand what is relative and what is absolute. So we are there are to discriminate. So the thing is what changes by what undergoes change. What changes by place, time, place, and circumstance. It is called relative truth. What doesn't change always stay permanent. In any situation, any circumstance, any place, any time, it will be true. It doesn't undergo change at all. It is totally eternal, like this. So this is the what is relative and what is the word relative and absolute actually mean. Okay, so if you see in this material world, everything changes, right? We saw many, I give you many examples, like how I say it's raining here, but it may not be raining in your place. So what I'm telling is true for me, it's false for you. So either time, place, person, circumstance, based on the truth is false is truth, like this. The truth doesn't always stay truthful. But if I say I'm a spirit soul, in India, in America, in Africa, wherever I'm spirit soul only. So this is the truth. There is absolute, spirituality is absolute in nature, where the truth doesn't change at all. But when you take to material, of course, there is changes in every moment, every second it is changing. Like I told you, no time, and I say now. By the time I finish saying now, that now is gone. The next moment has come. In this way, the time is pushing things forward. Because the time is pushing things forward, the whatever activity you do runs backward. And so you have a past, present, and future. But in spiritual world, everything is present. Everything is absolute. Nobody grows old. So there is a science behind it. It's not a magical world where nobody becomes old. It's based on the science. There is another platform of existence. That's all. So that platform has its own law. So Prabhupada always say that law of material nature. So same way there is a spiritual world and there is a law there, and accordingly it acts. So that absolute means that which doesn't change. So the spirit soul is also absolute in nature. Supreme Personality of Godhead is absolute truth in a combined form where he has his energy also. So his energies are also part of absolute truth only. The entire spiritual world, the spiritual existence, everything is absolute in nature. Only the material world is temporary and it manifests and unmanifest. So the absolute Supreme Personality of Godhead reveals some of his features here. So knowledge of the absolute means not earlier two verses we saw about Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu. So though all those knowledge is about absolute truth only, how the absolute truth functions. See, we are living in this material world and we know what is what in this material world. And we sometimes think that spirituality is like we do yajnas, we do this, we do that, like so many things. But they are all like in the name of Sanatana Dharma, so many nonsense is going on. People say cow protection is Sanatana Dharma. No, it is not Sanatana Dharma. That means that person has never read Bhagavatam. He has never read Bhagavatam. Very clear. And a lady wearing sari is called Sanatana Dharma. So in this way, they link the culture, everything, and they so much bodily concept. So the first thing Krishna is breaking in Bhagavad Gita is you're not the body, you're spirit soul. Now stand in the platform of spirit soul and then talk any philosophy in that platform. Then it is said to be tattva. It is not jnani. So much knowledge, everybody is big in knowledge. But we have the conclusion, the tattva. So what is that? We are not the body, we are spirit, soul. Okay, so I am the soul, you are the soul, we are living entities. Now speak in that platform, think in that platform. Then everything will be clear. So in that platform, so many dharmas are, so Sanatana means the spirit soul. So they tell so many dharma related to body and call it Sanatana Dharma. People open, because spirituality is a big business, so you can open a shop and make some business out of it. The business may be motivated towards money or Name, fame, glory, position, it may be anything, followers, whatever it is, but there is a background music going on there, and due to which that has been that the bodily platform things are claimed to be spiritual. So first, to be a spiritual institution, spiritual lecture, or spiritual sat sangha, we say sat. So the sat has to be understood very, very clearly. Sat means the eternal subject. Sat means eternity. Okay. So if you talk anything related to the temporary thing, it is no more sat. You say satsanga, and you get together and talk about, okay, we are all youth. As soon as you start, you say we are all youth. That moment only sat is broken. Because you maybe become old age also. You are an infant baby. You are in the womb of your mother. So this changes, this truth changes. But when we speak that Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, yes, and we are conditioned within the body. Right now we are in the youthful position, but we are conditioned within the body. Kaumaram Yavanam Jara Tata Dehantara Praptir Dhirastatra Muhyati. So we talk about, okay, Kaumara, I was Kaumara, now Yavana, Fir Jara, old age, then old age will also come, death will also come. So when that clarity, I'm a living entity going through the transformation of this, the transformation happens within the body, but I'm a living entity who is going through the experiences which the body is taking, that's all. So they say there is a very famous saying of Srila Prabhupada that we are not material beings having spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having material experience. We are not material beings. We are not the body having spiritual experience. Come, let us have a spiritual experience. No, you are spirit soul having a material experience. That is a very bad experience, very bad. So this is the truth that we are. So staying in the bodily platform, it cannot be, transcendence cannot be understood. So when you see the spiritual platform, then you can see that Krishna is there. Then when the material world is seen as the external energy of Krishna, then you're still looking in the absolute platform. You're looking from the point of view of an absolute platform. So in that case, the previous two verses also knowledge of the absolute only, because we talked about external energy, then we talked about marginal, we saw the external energy, then Krishna is explaining the marginal energy. That is beyond this matter. There is one more higher spiritual being, that is a living entity. After that, he starts explaining about himself. Okay, like he's telling Manigana Iva, everything is this matter and spirit, everything functions together just because I am there like a thread connecting them. Now he further starts explaining about himself. This total slokas which are going to come is going to talk about the Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, some of the opulences of the Lord. Lord is naturally opulent. He is simply explaining about himself. That itself is like a glorification or an opulent, because naturally opulent, naturally full of opulences. Okay, 7.8. This is also very famous verse. Prabhupada used to quote only this first line, so many things. So when drinking water, I am the taste of water. I am the taste of the liquidity. You have one liquid feeling, no? You feel thirsty and you want to drink something liquid. Mostly you prefer water. So that liquidity which gives you such a joy, but it doesn't even have a proper shape. So that is Krishna. So Krishna is telling that I am the one. Okay, what all Krishna is the one who created everything. So instead of telling I created everything and finishing with the full stop, certain aspects he is taking and highlighting so that we can become Krishna conscious. We become conscious of the Supreme Lord in our everyday dealings by knowing certain opulences. So he is highlighting certain aspects. Okay, repeat after me. Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Srila Prabhupada. रसोहम अपसु कौन्तेय
अपसु कौन्तेय
प्रभास्मि शशिशूरयो
Prasmi Suryayo
Pranava Sarva Vedeshu
Vedeshu
Sabda Ke Paurusham Rishu.
Paurusham Rishu.
Rishu.
Translation: O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man.
This verse explains how the Lord is all-pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energy, and in this way, he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is a person, as the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all-pervading energy, the sunshine. So the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all-pervading diffusive energy. The taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink seawater because the pure taste of water is mixed with salt. Attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste, and this pure taste is one of the energy of Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. That is the way of perceiving the Supreme. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows the God knows the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and that there is no contradiction. Therefore, the Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Ved and Aved Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. The light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahmjyoti, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord, and the Pranav or the Omkar, the transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn, address the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Omkar. But they do not realize that Omkar is the sound representation of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage.
Thank you very much. Okay, so a very, very nice explanation. So Krishna is now starting to open up certain aspects of his energies. So I am the taste of water. He starts by saying Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. Then he is also telling about Sashi Surya. Prabhashmi. Prabha means the effulgence or the light which is coming from Sashi and Surya. And Sashi means moon and Surya is sun, and Pranava means Om. Pranava mantra we say Om like that, Om. Okay. So and he is also the sound vibration in the ether. In the sky, there is a sound vibration. And the man, there is ability in the man. All these things are his energies. So how Lord is all pervasive and his diverse material and spiritual spiritual energies. So, different from energy, we can see in the material world, we cannot see Krishna directly, but through his energy, he can be felt. So, as the demigod in the sun, sun is a person and perceived by all pervading energy, the sunshine. See, you know, there is a Surya Deva, but actually you can see the sun globe and the sunshine only, but you cannot see that person. Same way, the Lord is there in the permanently in Goloka Vrindavana and all the Vaikuntha planets, his expansions and all are there. But he can be perceived in this world where he is staying hiding. Only through this his all-pervading energy, it will give we can perceive him. But better to perceive him as a person. See, this is given as a very, very elementary level of understanding. As a devotee, we may not appreciate it so much. Except when we are drinking water, we may think that, okay, oh, it's the taste is also Krishna. Krishna told like that. But actually, everything is created by Krishna. But he's giving this because certain people, they cannot take it directly. So there is when you go into Bhagavatam, you'll see that a Virat Rupa is explained. Even here it is explained, the Virat Rupa. Lord's bones are like mountains and his veins are like rivers and so many things. Because the personal feature of the Lord is not very attractive for yogis and jnanis. So those who are not ready to fully surrender to the Lord and they have not developed the developed consciousness to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, they go into other processes. Because that is also a symptom of envy or proudness or puffed upness, where they don't want to bow down to the Lord, but want to beat around the bush around the absolute truth. So for them, this Omkara is also given here. They don't want to pronounce so many names of Krishna, like beautiful names. Krishna, the all attractive. Rama, the reservoir of pleasure. Govinda, the giver of pleasure to the senses and the cows. Like this Madhava, the husband of goddess of fortune. So many Rishikesha, the controller of senses. Beautiful. So in Bhagavad Gita itself, we saw otherwise Yashoda, Nandana, Giridhari. So many names. Madana Mohan, Madana Gopal. How many names? So many names are there. Even primary names and secondary names are there. Like Paramatma or the Jagat Pavana, like this and all. So there are names which directly address him by his activities and qualities, sometimes by his prowess, his ability and capability. Vishwambara, who can withstand the weight of the Vishwa. So these are all secondary names, but which may not directly address him, but actually it is addressing only, but adding, apart from pastime, you're also adding his power or some opulence you're adding, then that is called. So in this way, many names are there. But they don't want to do it because of whatever conditioning they have. They want to chant only Om, Om like this. So devotees generally exclusively chant Om, but of course we are chanting everyday Om. How are we chanting everyday Om? Can you tell me? Are you chanting everyday Om? Any of you chanting everyday Om? Chant.
No, Mataji.
Okay. How many of you are chanting Om? Raise your hand.
Mataji, in the mantra for Guru Pranam mantra, it is there.
Om
That
Vishnu.
only. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Abhiram, you're right. We are chanting Om. What is wrong in chanting Om? What is wrong? Nothing wrong. Om is the representative of Krishna. That is why we have Om Vrindhyaya Tulasi Deviyai, we say Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. Why in Guru Pranam mantra it is there? Whether it is there or not, you are chanting every day. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthai Bhutale Srimate Jai Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Jai Pataka Swami Niti Nai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. Nama Om. We are starting with Om. So it is not that devotees hate Om, devotees hate Brahmajyoti. No. How can you hate the effulgence of Krishna? You love Krishna, then you love his everything. But don't try to exploit. Like, for example, you love Krishna, that means you have to love all his energy. But you like one person, you don't like another person. You are hating one marginal energy portion, another marginal energy you like. I hate the material world. No, why you have to hate the material world? It is not your place. You need to leave the material world. That is right. Why do you need to hate it to leave it? Oh, only when you hate it, you will leave it. Huh? When you don't belong it, you won't just walk away. Huh? So it's very, very important to understand Krishna properly, not by that this hatred and all that. I hate the material world, so I want to go to spiritual world. There is no Krishna present in this concept like that. So Nama Om. So the word Om is Pranava mantra and it means the sound representation of Krishna. So it's very, very purifying. The word Om can transcend one from the matter, but after transcending, where do we go? When you don't have a place to go. But if we chant along with Acharya Parampara's name, Krishna's name, we have a place to go. After Nama Om, Vishnu, Padaya, the lotus feet of Vishnu is coming directly. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale. Srimate, then we like this is Srimati, all many places Prabhupada is explaining Srimati, Srimate means Srimate, Srimati means the internal energy of Krishna. Then we are talking about Guru, Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. So in this way, the one Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada is in the lotus feet of Krishna, Vishnu, and he is empowered by the internal energy. And that person we transcend and we touch those people, touch those personalities who are beyond the material. So Om can transport a person from material realm to spiritual realm. But when somebody is only chanting Om, 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 without any name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord, then it doesn't make any difference. It just, you go and hit the border and come back and jumping down like a monkey. So even when they attain perfection by chanting Om to enter into Brahma Jyoti, from just escaping out of material is their process. But for us, we have a whole destination, whole activity already planned, and right now in the material world, we are getting training how to execute loving devotional service unto Krishna in the spiritual world. Very good training platform is there for us. These people doesn't know the destination. They just chant Om and get out of the material and do what? They jump back like monkey jumping from one branch to another, from Brahma Jyoti to the world to Brahma Jyoti, material world to Brahma Jyoti. This is the jumping which they can do. So that is why exclusive chanting of Om we don't do. But actually Om is involved in many, many mantras which we chant. Okay. So we don't hate. We hate, no, I will not chant Om. Not like that. If somebody says, say Om, we say that Om Vishnupada Brahmahamsa, we say Om Rindhyaya Tulasi Devyaya Priyaya Kesavasya. So actually Nama Om we can say or Rindhyaya Tulasi Devyaya. But actually in the original mantra it is also given Om, but sometimes we chant, sometimes we don't chant. That's all right. In some places it is given Jaya Rindhyaya Tulasi Devyaya Priyaya Kesavasya. So in this way, the Om can be chanted. There is nothing wrong in doing it. Just a second. Okay, let us come here. So Krishna is the taste of water, pure water. So Prabhupada is mentioning we cannot drink that salty water. But when we drink the pure water, we are feeling so much quenching of thirst. We can even live without food. There is no issue for 1 week or 10 days. So many days you can live without. So many tapasvis and all, they live just in water. But without water, living is very, very difficult. So it becomes mandatory. We may not know it because it's so casually available. But actually, the taste of that is Krishna supplying that taste. It is not that Krishna is not a person but taste of water. Not like that. He is supplying that rasa. The feeling of rasa to the tongue is very pleasing. That is supplied by the Lord. So here, one more point Prabhupada is giving, actually, we accept impersonalism also. So we are not just, so there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. Actually, the the personal conception, and the God knows that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, that, and there is no contradiction. So see here, so the impersonalist perceive the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorify the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench the taste. See the mood of approaching the same. Here Asoham Aptu Kaunteya is mentioned, that Krishna is telling that I am supplying the taste of water. Now there are two possibilities of looking when you travel in the world after knowing this verse. One is, either you can look at the water, presence of water, the taste when it comes. Okay, there is God only gave this. Thank you very much, God. You gave the taste of water. I was so thirsty after drinking this water. I feel so good. Thank you. Another is the personalist also glorify the Lord for his kindly supplying taste. So we thank Krishna. Thank you so much for supplying this. We thank Krishna very much. Because we know Krishna is a person. It's not just taste of water. Whereas an impersonalist try to somehow impersonalize the Lord, and he will see only the taste, but we see the supplier of the taste. Him as a supplier of the taste. So that is the way of perceiving Supreme. Either you can perceive in an impersonalist way or in a personal way. So there is no conflict between them. There is no. So when you go to Bhagavatam, you'll see many cantos. You will see certain rishis, munis, they will, and even Sukadeva Goswami talks about seeing Krishna in the world. Of course, one way is to see Paramatma in every atom and everybody's heart. This is one. Another is knowing as a bhakta, we know the hand of Krishna is there everywhere. He is only expanding as Paramatma, he is only expanding as Brahman, and everything, the material world gets manifested by his glance. In this way, we'll know so many things, but we'll be falling in love with Krishna, and we'll be worshipping Krishna, and we'll be hearing about him, we'll be chanting his names, and all these things we'll be doing. And at the same time, we will see his material manifestation as his activity, his activity. We'll just glorify him like that. You come as Mahavishnu and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, then you're in every atom. In this way, we perceive him in this way, with a complete knowledge as a devotee. But the primary process will be to Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam will be involved in loving Krishna. That is the primary aspect. Whereas the yogis, they will be seeing as Paramatma and all. That is also one level personification. But if you see impersonalist, they'll be looking only at, okay, there is a Virat Rupa explanation. That is also for the yogi only. But like the mountains are Krishna's bones, and like this, so many, the entire universe, if you look at the sky and the many forests and trees and the mountains and the rivers and the ocean and all these things, there is connectivity with the Lord. There is so they think that the impersonal Brahman is manifested into multifarious forms, and it's there, like that misunderstanding actually. There is Mayavadis, but impersonalist is there are two people, Brahmavadi and Mayavadi. The Brahmavadi are correct people. They are in the right path. They go to Brahman realization. From there, they will advance into Paramatma realization. Then they will advance into Vasudeva Sarvamiti. They will come to Vasudeva realization. But there is Mayavadi who is confused about that Brahmavadi philosophy. So he is the one to be condemned. There are proper people who know the impersonal conception of the Lord, sees the Lord everywhere, but in an impersonal way. That's all. So there is no contradiction. So personal and impersonal, we know that Lord also has an impersonal form as a Brahmajyoti. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya established Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. So the living entity is one with the Lord and also different from the Lord. The living entity is one with the Lord because he's Sachidananda. We are also Sachidananda. qualitatively same, but the quantitatively is big and we are small. Not only that, there is Achintya Veda Tattva. Achintya means beyond conception. You cannot conceive it because you see contradictory characters. So is God impersonal? Yes. If God is impersonal, yes. But primarily his person, the effulgence which is coming out of him is impersonal. So he is both personal and impersonal. So that is also oneness and difference. Am I one with the Lord? Yes. Are you different from the Lord? Yes. Is God personal? Yes. If God is impersonal? Yes. So this is the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established this doctrine. It's called Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. So Achintya means, Chinta means not imaginable, I won't say the imagination, but conceivable. You can conceive through your mind, okay, you can understand it. Achintya means you cannot just think, you cannot actually conceive this idea, how it is so, because the contradictions are there. Veda Abheda. Veda means difference. Abheda means non-difference. So, difference and non-difference. Tattva, Veda, Veda. Simultaneous oneness and difference. Simultaneously, it is different and it is not different. And this is not, you cannot just perceive it. Simultaneous oneness and difference. The light of the sun and moon also originally emanating from Brahma Jyoti only, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. The Pranava or Omkara is also Omkara, transcendental sound in the beginning of the Vedic hymn, address the Supreme Lord only. Actually, beautiful meaning of the Om is given by Lord Chaitanya. There is a book called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is a smaller version of Chaitanya Charitamrita kind of thing. So if we see that, it's a very, very nice explanation of Om is given. Complete explanation. I think no, only in that. Complete explanation of what is Om is there. This Omkara. So Om involves, the word Om involves the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his internal potency and his marginal energy. The marginal energy is the servant of internal potency and the Supreme Lord, and we are his servant. So this entire concept is within the Om. There is a very nice pastime of Kartikeya, the son of Lord Shiva, once asked the meaning of Om, and the demigods or the Brahma and all, they forgotten or something like that. Then he arrested Brahma. Then Shiva came and told, "You're a small boy." He was just a very 35-year-old boy. He went and arrested because he don't know the meaning of Om. He asked the meaning of Om. Then Shiva asked, "How can you do this?" Then he said, "No, they are supposed to know. He's the creator. He has to know." "Oh, do you know?" "Yes, I know." "Then tell me." And the father Shiva asked. Then Kartikeya said, "Okay, you want to know the meaning, then you have to become disciple. You have to sit down, I will sit up. Only then I can give the teaching." If you simply come and challenge me just because you're father, maybe I suspect you also don't know. If you want me to tell it, I'll tell in. Then he was such a small boy, then the Shiva cannot make him sit in an asana or something. Very, very small boy is lifted in the hand. Very 2-3-year-old boy. So he put on the shoulder, on his right shoulder, and then Kartikeya explained this meaning. The meaning, it is just mentioned that he explained the meaning of Om, that's all. But nobody told what is the meaning of Om. We will also have another chapter, in I think 9th or 10th chapter, we will have a complete purport of what is the meaning of Om. So same way, very nice meaning. This meaning is not revealed actually. Om is Krishna, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Srimati Radharani is the internal potency of the Lord, and the living entity is the part and parcel of Krishna, and he will get in his constitutional position is to engage in the service of Krishna under the guidance and blessings of internal potency. This is the overall meaning of Omkara. Very nice, it is very nice. Prabhupada, one full page, he is giving a beautiful explanation of this. This basically comes from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. So That is the meaning of Omkara. So then, okay, why am I telling this about Kartikeya? Demigod? No, actually Lord Shiva came as Mahavishnu only became Shiva, transformed into another incarnation to mix with material. Krishna Vishnu never mixes with material. In order to mix with the material, Krishna Mahavishnu took another incarnation called Shiva. That is there is a Panjamukha Shiva, that is a beginner Shiva. All other Shivas are expansion of him. These are all coming in Chaitanya Charitamrita and of course Bhagavatam. And then Advaitacharya, he came as Advaitacharya. Mahavishnu and Shiva together came as Advaitacharya. So Narayana, from whom Mahavishnu comes, Panjamukha Shiva. Actually, Panjamukha Shiva has his own abode and all that. But in this universe, he comes as the son of Brahma. From Brahma's anger, he was born in this universe. So every universe has Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So in this universe, he appeared like that. Oh, somewhere I went. So the Kartikeya is a pure devotee. He came as Achyutananda, who is the son of Advaitacharya. And he lived in Shantipur. He was a very, very wonderful devotee of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is one of the favorite child. In his childhood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always kept him on his lap whenever he went to Advaitacharya's house. He took him and kept on the lap. After taking sannyas, the first person Lord Chaitanya took and kept on the lap is Achyutananda, who is the son of Advaitacharya. Later, Achyutananda Prabhu, he went to Jagannath Puri. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Puri and lived there, Haridas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, everybody went there, and Achyutananda also stayed in Puri only till his disappearance. And he was the disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. So very pure devotee. One time when he was a small boy, Advaitacharya used to carry him on his shoulder and he say, my son is a devotee of Gauranga, my son is a devotee of Gauranga. Like that, he will jump and dance, keeping Achyutananda in the hand. So Lord Shiva's son is said to be an eternal servant of Lord Chaitanya and of course of Krishna. And of course, Kartikeya also came as son of Krishna. He was one of the son of Krishna, Samba. Yeah, Samba. So when all the Leelas of Krishna, he is coming. So here in this pastime of Lord Chaitanya, he came as Advaitacharya's son. And in the Krishna Leela, he was the son of all the demigods. Doesn't come like that. So he is lot more than a demigod, where he is very, very dear associate of Lord who has descended in this world. He is not like any other regular demigod. So he is just descended soul and very pure devotee of the Lord. So it is related to the Omkara. So I told this, and this is from the reference from our Prabhupada scriptures only. So, okay. Today I want to stop here because I have little urgent work. From tomorrow I'll become a little free. So, any questions or comments?
Mataji,
Yeah.
actually in Janmashtami, what we are doing means anything.
Can you repeat and slow?
Yeah, sorry. In coming Janmashtami, what we should do means.
You already know. You fast for the
Yeah.
whole day. Whichever is the nearest temple, take up some service there. And because if you involve in service, you won't feel that you are fasting. But if you are fasting and if you are alone, that is not very favorable. So you can chant as much as possible if you're forced to stay at home, or every temple will host a beautiful festival with many programs from Mangalarti, and then beautiful Darshanarti. Krishna will be decorated so well, and you can see the Darshanarti and everything, and then stay fasting the whole day, sing and hear the glory of the Lord, chant Hare Krishna as many times as possible. And in the evening, there will be Abhishek of the Lord. You can have darshan of the Lord and watch the Abhishek. And then break the fast with some Anukalpa Prashadam and fruits. Fruits or some Anukalpa Prashadam like that. And for our speciality is actually on Janmashtami day, Originally speaking, Janmashtami day will be very, very irritating. You may think, why Mataji is telling like this? How can she say that? Yes, because we'll be fasting at the same time we'll be doing either service or something. It will be very irritating. But in the evening onwards, it will become very, very blissful. In the night, it will be very joyful at 12 o'clock. And then the next day will continue the joy. So, over the period of my experience of this 30 years in Krishna consciousness, I have realized one thing. The joy of the Janmashtami starts only after the moon, the sunset, and especially in the midnight, and it goes in the next day. Then later I understood that yes, actually Devaki and Vasudeva were in lot of trouble on this day of Janmashtami. The Lord appeared only in the midnight at 12 o'clock. After that only Vasudeva carried him to Gokula and then placed him in Nanda Maharaj's house and returned back. Then next day, the Durga Devi, she appeared to Kamsa and warned him and disappeared in the palace of Mathura. Whereas in Brindavan, there is a great celebration of the very beautiful baby born to Mother Yashoda after a long time of waiting. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj were always almost going to be very elderly. They became because they had very late child, Krishna. She had she was not able to beget children for a long time. I think she had some babies gone also. But Krishna was the son after very many years. So entire Vraja was celebrating. So that is called Nanda Utsava. So when Krishna appears in midnight, even you can see the Narsingha Chaturdasi, you will feel so much heat and irritation. But we fast for the appearance of the Lord. You should understand. And we remember so much of the Lord on that day. But actually, after he appears, we all go and sleep. But Srila Prabhupada appearance comes on the next day. We are very, very lucky. So actually, the celebration, like New Year, everybody waits on 31st December, till the midnight to come. Then wish you a happy New Year. We dance like that. But of course, foolish people, they drink and all that. But whatever it is, midnight at only the birth of the New Year. Same way the birth of the Lord happens in the midnight, then we really get to celebrate. Celebrate then onwards. And then we go into the Nandotsava, where we talk the glory of Srila Prabhupada and of course how he spread Krishna consciousness around the world. And then that is the mean Prabhupada appearance day is very, 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 very important for us. Most of the times in most of the temples, unfortunately, what happens, they have this to be a very big program, especially when it becomes into too much of a collection program, where there is so much Kalasabhishek, this and that, and it is happening like very grand. Then what happens, all the energy of the devotees is really gone till midnight. But of course, that the energy actually culminates the night 12 o'clock, heavy kirtan and dancing. And we'll be so happy after that. Then go and have the Anukalpa Prasadam. And many devotees would have worked for many, many days, 1 month, more than 1 month and all, especially when they are taking responsibility. You people simply go there, Prabhu, what service I need to do? But the person who's telling what service you need to do has actually was working for more than 1 or 2 months for this festival. And they become tired and they go to and sleep. And they get up at morning, like it will become 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock going home. Some people stay back and finish Mangalarti and go home. But in whatever case it is, Prabhupada feast is not Prabhupada's appearance day just ends up with the feast with a little glorification. But I seriously feel this phase has to change, where the appearance of Krishna has to be really celebrated in the middle of the night, and we should all stay back and talk the glories of Krishna, and then in the midnight, overnight, and then because Krishna is appearing in another universe. So Prabhupada is telling that whatever we celebrate is not like Gandhi Jayanti. Gandhi was there and he was dead, and that day he was born. So this we saw past, present and future are not in the history of Krishna. There's no history only. It's always past time. So how it, then somebody may question, no, Krishna appeared on that day, we are celebrating that day only, no? Yes, but that same event is happening in another universe. So Prabhupada says that the sun never sets, no? Actually, sun never sets. when it is, sun never sets. They say sun sets in west. This is what we are taught in the Milecha education. In ignorance, education of ignorance. Sun never sets. When it is rising in Japan, it is setting in America, then it is rising in Japan. When it is in the midday in Japan, then already it is rising in Malaysia, another place. When it is in the midday in Malaysia, it's already appearing in Dubai and Gulf countries and India. And when like this, the sun is always available in at one particular point of time in one time. Like one place has noon now, one place has morning, one place. So the entire time zone, the sun is always there on the sky. Even in the night, actually, sun is there. In India, you cannot see the sun. You cannot see the sun doesn't mean it's not there. In America, it's midday when now it is morning, evening, 10 o'clock, now night. In America, it's morning, 10 o'clock. So the sun is always there. Same way, Krishna also, he's always there. When we celebrate Govardhan Leela, the same day Krishna is lifting Govardhan in another universe. There are millions, unlimited millions and millions of universes. In all the universes, the pastimes of the Lord are going on, and in every universe, at particular point of time, one particular pastime will keep on be going. In this way, Lord's pastime never stops. Apart from being in Goloka Vrindavana doing variety of pastime, I'm talking about only within the material world, Krishna's pastime never stops. So they are always going on everywhere. So this Janmashtami is also on our past day. We are not celebrating happy birthday to you, going towards your death day, baby, like that. Taking one step forward to your death, that is not many more happy returns of the day, they say. But your actually birthday, how you can celebrate, because on birthday you are going towards the death. One step towards the death, 1 year over, 1 year, you're going towards the death. As soon as you're born, where are you going? You're going towards the death. All of us. So that the appearance of the Lord is so very different, like human being, the birthday and all. But devotees has to celebrate birthday very nicely. You know why? We have to jump and dance and celebrate because we got Guru in this life. In this birth, we have got Guru. In this birth, we have got Krishna consciousness. In this birth, we know Acharya Parampara, we know Srila Prabhupada, these books, Bhagavad Gita, everything. We know Lord Hari, who am I? Who am I? Who is Lord? What is the relationship between me and Lord, and how to re-establish it? Everything we are understanding. It's a really, really a joyful birth. Only for a devotee, the birth is joyful. For all others, they are moving towards death, whereas we are moving towards life. So that is the difference. So the appearance of the Lord day, that appearance, so Lord has appeared in some universe. So we are jumping and dancing really. Vrajme Anand Bayo Jai Ho Nanda Lal Ki. They say Vrajme Anand. They got so much bliss because Nandalal has come. What? And Nanda Maharaj is donating so many palaki for the old people, horses for the young men. Yavvanon ko hati ghoda, buddon ki palki, like that. This Brajavasi sing this song. I don't know how authentic it is, but when I went to Vrindavan, I heard this many times. So for donation was given, various donations were given by Nanda Maharaj. Vasudeva was doing the donation in mind. He was giving cows and everything in the mind only because he was in the jail. In the jail prison, he cannot give anything. But you know, the son is born, the Supreme Lord has appeared. So it's very joyful. Prabhupada actually celebrated this Janmashtami in the Jaladuta when he was traveling from Chennai to Sri Lanka. Janmashtami was celebrated in Sri Lanka. Prabhupada appearance day was celebrated in Sri Lanka. After that, only in the ship. After that, only then the ship came to Cochin, and then from Cochin it left to America. So all Prabhupada's book got loaded in Cochin. But containers got loaded in Cochin. But actually, with the captain, Prabhupada loaded the ship in Calcutta itself. So on the way, Prabhupada celebrated Janmashtami in the ship with all the people who are, it's a cargo ship, so some limited 20, 30, I don't know how many, or maybe 100 employees were there. Prabhupada cooked a feast by his own hands for all of them. And when they landed into Sri Lanka, Colombo, Prabhupada's appearance, birthday came. So then, this is very nice memories. So the Prabhupada appearance day is very, very important. Where appearance of a pure devotee, and very nice that Nanda Nandotsava we say, because we break by grain on the Nandotsava only. We have taken Anikalpa Prasadam only in the middle of the night. So the breaking has to happen on the next day, afternoon during Prabhupada time. Morning, of course, we will break it, breakfast or something. We'll break it with a little bit, with a little 1 or 2 spoons we will break. And then we'll continue to fast, 1 spoon maybe, grain. And then we'll continue to fast for Prabhupada's appearance. And then we'll break the fast at 12 noon. That is how it concludes. And then full day we need to glorify Srila Prabhupada. Is it okay? So gaya. Okay.
Yes, yes.
You can go to the local temple. They will have some nice program. It's a transcendental bliss to involve in this kind of services. Okay.
Yes,
Fine.
Mataji.
Very good. You enjoy. I know you're connected with Noida Temple. There will be nice programs. Take up some little service, not so very heavily tiring or whatever it is. Or you are grown-ups, you're initiated. If you heartfully take up heavy service also, you won't really feel tired. I can tell you, the bliss which you're going to get will be unlimited, that you won't even know that you're feeling tired or you're feeling thirsty or hungry. So you can really get into and get involved. It will be beautiful. Enjoy Janmashtami. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Any other questions? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If there are no more questions or comments, then we'll wind up here. Let us offer our loving, respectful obeisances and to all the Vaishnava devotees, Acharya Parampara, especially Srila Prabhupada, for giving this beautiful Krishna consciousness unto us. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Sindhuvaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Kodi Vaishnava ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari
Hare Hare Bol.